So my very first tiger sighting happened in Corbett, and it was a live hunt from start to finish. My very first tiger sighting was a tiger chasing a deer fawn, catching the deer fawn, and then taking away the deer fawn in her mouth. So I'm watching the tiger and I'm seeing the big paw come out slowly, slowly, slowly. It's trying to stop. And then I saw the full size of the tiger and I was like, oh my god, it's even bigger than I thought. There was a tigress in Panna who had 3 cubs. And वो sighting काफ़ी अच्छे दे रहे थे. So they were being seen regularly. Suddenly one of the cubs went missing. The reason Machli was very famous is because of that video of her killing the crocodile. It was quite an amazing thing to see.
The tiger killed the crocodile.
शशांक जी, जैसे मैंने बोला कि आई एम अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ, मैं सीख रहा हूँ, मुझे जस्ट स्टार्ट हुआ है. सो मेरे जैसे और भी कुछ लोग होंगे, सो उनके लिए और मेरे लिए लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द बेसिक्स ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ. कल जब हम लोग आ रहे थे, वाइल आई वॉज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर दिस एपिसोड, आई स्टम्बल्ड अपॉन सम क्वेश्चंस. डेफिनेटली मैं गूगल कर सकता था, वो सब ले सकता था जवाब, बट आई वॉन्टेड टू हेयर इट फ्रॉम यू.
Okay.
So let's start with the basics. What is a tiger reserve? What is the difference between a tiger reserve, a wildlife sanctuary, and national parks?
Right.
क्या होता है?
ओके सो बेसिकली जो सब एरियाज आपने बात करी, टाइगर रिजर्व, नेशनल पार्क एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी, दीज आर ऑल प्रोटेक्टेड एरियाज. ओके,
Okay.
they all come under the bracket of a protected area. The key difference is to firstly under what structure they have been created and what protection features does a particular type of structure give that particular area.
Any examples that you can
हाँ,
give?
so for example, I'm going to make it quite simple.
Sure, okay.
So simply put, जो आप बता रहे हैं, there is actually an ascending order or a descending order of the level of protection that area is given.
Okay.
हाँ, so basically अगर आप देखोगे, everything has to do with the amount of protection infrastructure that particular area is given, as well as the amount of human activity that is allowed with respect to that particular protected area. So wildlife sanctuary, for example, so the first thing in fact we start off is not with a wildlife sanctuary. फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट होती है टिपिकल, वहाँ के जो उनके रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट एरियाज होते हैं, दे आर डिवाइड इनटू 2 डिविजन्स. देयर इज अ टेरिटोरियल फॉरेस्ट डिवीजन, देयर इज अ वाइल्ड लाइफ विंग डिवीजन एज वेल. सो एक रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट एरिया होती है विच द फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट हेल्प्स मैनेज. बेसिकली the first level of protection in terms of wildlife that is given to an area can be that it is either a conservation area or a community forest area or a community forest.
Okay.
Now this particular area is sort of managed in combination with local population जो वहाँ की रहती है. They are also allowed to go about their daily use activities in terms of collection and produce that they need from the forest. So but the large sort of protection that is given is largely managed between the forest department and the communities. Now उसके बाद when there is some wildlife species there that is very important from an ecological perspective, from a conservation perspective, then that area may be declared as a wildlife sanctuary. So that specific sanctuary has been created for that specific species. For example, कुछ endangered species of frog हो सकता है, या endangered species of bird हो सकती है जो उस एरिया में सिर्फ उस एरिया में मिल रही हो या बहुत कम एरियाज में मिलती हो. That is why that area will be designated as a wildlife sanctuary. Still there will be a fair amount of human activity that will be allowed in that particular area. इतनी restrictions नहीं रहेंगी. So like for example certain roads may be allowed to be used and all of that as well basically. So ये हो गया आपका wildlife sanctuary. Now wildlife sanctuary के एक level और ऊपर आ जाता है आपका national park area. Now once the area is declared as a national park, more restrictions come in. Lesser and lesser human activity is particularly around in that particular area. तो national parks की अगर हम लोग बात करेंगे, what we used to say initially, वहाँ पे एक core area होता था, buffer area होता था for administration. That means certain areas में no human activity is allowed except forest department patrolling, and in the buffer area some amount of human activity is allowed where you can collect firewood या herbs etc. ये सब चीज़ें आप collect कर सकते हैं. But gradually there's less and less movement that is allowed for people in that particular area, in a national park area. And gradually the highest level of protection that is provided under Project Tiger is a tiger reserve. Now a tiger reserve may include a national park, it may also include a wildlife sanctuary, it may also include reserve forest area. It can be an amalgamation of all of these basically. It's a much larger concept. And what we have today is that tiger reserve में there is a CTH, a critical tiger habitat जो वहाँ पे रहता है, where again no human activity is allowed. Only forest department patrolling is allowed. A certain area may also be designated for tourism that you can use. That's it. No other human activity is allowed in that particular area. So tiger reserve again is a much larger concept. It will include all of these. It may include all of the areas we just talked about. But वही है. It's in an ascending order of protection that you see. Higher along the chain that you go, more towards the tiger reserve, the more and more, less and less of human activity is allowed, and more area is left undisturbed, basically. So that is rough understanding अगर आप देख सकते हैं for tiger reserve, national park, wildlife sanctuary and a reserve forest.
So to put it simply, सारे jungles हैं which are protected, right? And इन तीनों में difference ये है of the level of protection and the level of human activity one can do in these areas.
Yes.
Got it.
Correct.
ठीक है. Which one is your personal favorite? The national park.
इसमें कोई ऐसी स्पेसिफिक एरिया फेवरेट तो नहीं होगी.
But in terms of जिसने आपको बहुत अमेज किया हो.
I think in all of the areas that you go, the better the protection that an area enjoys, the less disturbed it is likely to be. The better managed it is also likely to be. You tend to have a better time when you go to some of those places simply because the infrastructure is there for it. Now, for example, मैं आपको बताया कि we prefer to go to areas जहाँ पे tourism infrastructure अच्छे से evolve हुआ है.
Right.
So the longer that particular tiger reserve has been around, the longer the tourism infrastructure has been around, it becomes more professional, it becomes more smooth. And you can enjoy the forests more, in a more comfortable way. If you go to areas where there is a lot of human activity, मतलब थोड़ा disturbed habitat है, prey base कम है, so because of that आपको wildlife वहाँ पे शायद से थोड़ी सी कम दिख सकती है. The better the protection an area enjoys, the more chances are there that wildlife numbers will be good. But like I said, अगर आप मेरे लिए determinant पूछेंगे as to which area I would like to go to areas जहाँ पे tourism infrastructure properly evolve हुआ है. For example, कभी हम लोग tiger reserve में जाते हैं तो एक capacity रहती है. There are only a certain number of jeeps that are allowed to be going on safari in a specific area. So this is well regulated tourism. आप देख रहे हो कि habitat की एक carrying capacity रहती है in terms of how many vehicles can go, and there only those number of vehicles are allowed to kind of go there, do their safaris and come back. Gradually over time this system becomes very professional. अगर आप इसको ठीक से manage करेंगे, then it's a very nice way for you to not only view the forest, but the forest also has less disturbance basically. Versus if you go to habitats where relatively protection safeguards may not necessarily be there, number of vehicles may be more, actually management of that sort of tourism can be a lot more challenging. तो मेरे हिसाब से at some point of time, if there is regulation that helps monitor the amount of tourism that is there, how it is conducted, and the setup becomes more professional, I prefer to go to those areas. Simply because the experience is more smooth there.
Got it.
That's what I would prefer in terms of going basically. कि हर area में capacity होनी चाहिए in terms of visiting the place, and only those number of vehicles should be allowed to go. It should not be unlimited. Even if you can choose to increase the numbers of the number of vehicles, but it will be then advisable to probably spread it out in different areas basically. So for example, Tadoba, it's been very good in the sense कि जैसे ही tourism वहाँ पे बढ़ता गया है, पार्क ज़्यादा popular होते गया है, the forest department has not increased the number of vehicles at a specific gate, but has chosen to open new gates and new
gates, yes.
areas.
Yes.
So the tourism pressure is getting spread out then.
I think
That's good.
Similar is happening in Jim Corbett, right? कुछ
Jim
नए
Corbett maybe
zones
yes.
खुल रहे
Jim
हैं.
Corbett has also been opening new gates for safaris as well. So that's a good way of you kind of balancing and rebalancing tourism pressure in specific areas basically कि एक जगह पे जाने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा लोग नहीं हो.
Right.
So that's a good way of kind of growing tourism in an area. And I believe for a lot of these parks, tourism is an extremely important tool
It
for
is.
conservation.
It is.
Because what happens is in areas where you don't equip locals with a financial stake in order to protect a park. मैं नहीं चाहता, अगर मैं यहाँ पे रहता हूँ, घर में रह रहा हूँ, मुझे नहीं चाहिए कि मेरे घर के बाहर टाइगर या लेपर्ड या हाथी मूव कर रहा है. These are dangerous animals that could kill me. I don't want them around. But the moment you equate the presence of these animals with a financial livelihood for people who are there, suddenly it becomes very tangible, and people are then motivated positively into
They
protecting
get
these species.
incentivized
Absolutely.
in a way कि
Absolutely.
उनको फायदा हो रहा है उनके होने से. उस वाली चीज़ से.
100%. I think that's the best way we can kind of equip locals and communities with conservation कि आपका livelihood वहाँ पे dependent है, तो आप अगर area को protect करेंगे तो आपके खुद के लिए it will be very good. So I think that helps.
Sir, you mentioned ताड़ोबा and दो चीज़ें हैं जिसमें मेरे को ताड़ोबा के बारे में बात करनी है. एक तो ताड़ोबा की स्टोरी क्या है, बिकॉज देर इज़ अ स्टोरी जैसे कि किसी चीफटेन के ऊपर नाम रखा गया है ना, तो आई वुड want you to touch upon that story as well, and then we'll talk about some of the famous tigers of Taroba.
Right. So the story, I can only kind of make a reference to it
Right,
basically
right.
that he was the tribal Gond king. जिनको
What is
तारू
Gond?
Gond is a local tribe that
Okay.
exists. Gonds होते थे वहाँ पे.
Okay.
Traditionally they are the native tribals or the native inhabitants of the region.
ठीक.
In Maharashtra. So they had a king. The king was named Taru. Taru.
Okay.
So it is said that during kind of when during his reign he had single-handedly just with his bare hands and his bare feet he fought a tiger.
Whoa. Okay.
And in that particular story, they fought. I believe that both kind of died in that fight. And even today, within the core area of the park, right now, there is a mandir. There is a temple that is created. Now, people cannot access it. It's closed.
Okay.
But there is a shrine that is made in his memory.
Oh, wow.
So that is how Tadoba came from Taru. It came from that
Okay.
particular name. So that is how Tadoba got its name.
And do you think it's a real story because it has a shrine and everything?
So it's
It has some truth in
it's
it.
a legend. So we, at that point of time, of course, there has been a shrine that has been created, and it's possible maybe this person did fight a tiger and everything. So certainly possible.
Cool. While we were researching about the Taroba National Park, right? It's a national park, right? Yeah.
It is.
So तब my teammate Pranjal had this question कि मोहित भाई ये नाम कैसे रखे जाते हैं, क्योंकि I remember visiting Jim Corbett और वहाँ पे मैंने सेम क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि डू यू हैव नेम्स ऑफ टाइगर्स ओवर हियर, सो दे डिक्लाइन, दे सेड कि नहीं हम लोग यहाँ पे नेम्स नहीं रखते हैं जनरली. बाकी ताड़ोबा में क्यों नाम रखे जाते हैं? जैसे आई हैव हर्ड द नेम्स ऑफ माया एंड देन छोटा मटका, मटकासुर, ऐसे तारा.
Right.
So what's the story? How people keep names of the
Right.
tigers?
Right. So the names that we hear of tigers in some of these parks is because these names are provided by the local drivers and guides in various
Okay,
parks,
okay.
not just Tadoba. It could be other parks also. Now, the naming is not official. We have to be very, very clear with that. The forest department may not necessarily encourage naming of the tigers also, because they believe that if the tigers are well known and their areas are well known and their territories are well known, and it is discussed publicly and on social media, then it could be a danger to the tigers from poachers. Because it's believed that poachers may also be scouring online resources in order to find tiger movements
Makes sense, yes.
as well. So because of that, naming is not really encouraged by the forest department in many areas. But because a lot of visitors come in, they want to see some of these animals. Tigers are very, very special to see. So sometimes local drivers and guides will mention the names of the tigers and give names to the tigers. Now in the practical sense how that helps is that you know उनको because वो अच्छा knowledge रहता है as to how a tiger moves and you know उसका movement pattern कैसा रहता है and you have a name that you can associate with that, then it becomes easier for you to visualize and anticipate the movement of a specific tiger. Now how it helps us is in actually getting a sighting, because that's how that naming has helped us, because हमें पता है कि इस particular area में इस particular tiger की territory है. So based on that, we are trying for that tiger. We are not trying for the 100 odd tigers that are there in the reserve. We are trying for that one specific tiger जहाँ जिस area में हम लोग आए हुए हैं. So because हम लोग को एक focus search करते हैं for that specific individual tiger and that name, we know that this is the tiger which is most likely we to come across here. So inevitably some of these tigers with their names get quite famous. A lot of people who keep going regularly to jungles on safaris become quite fond of these animals. So because of that, naming is fairly common in many of the tiger reserves we go to, including in Tadoba as well. But basically, like I said, it's not an official sort of term of naming tigers. The forest department has its own codes that they give to individual tigers. That is the official sort of way of identifying individual tigers.
जैसे T1, T2, something like that.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. So T1, T2, T12, T12 was Maya. So
अच्छा, T12 was Maya.
Maya.
Okay.
So basically, these were codes. This was given by the forest department. This is the forest department maintains a log. ठीक है, these are the official identified tigers that we actually have. So this data is also used in the estimation exercise, etc. So this is the official way of doing it. The naming is unofficial. It's something which is just used by drivers and guides.
And how do they identify the tiger?
How do they identify individual tigers? So tigers just like us have a unique stripe pattern. हमारे जैसे
Right.
fingerprints रहते हैं, then उनके वैसे ही stripe patterns रहते हैं. Now ये कहना बहुत easy है कि हर टाइगर का यूनिक स्ट्राइप पैटर्न रहता है और हर टाइगर इसलिए अलग दिखता है. एक्चुअली अगर आप नॉर्मल पर्सन ले पर्सन जब जाएगा सफारी पे, इट्स एक्चुअली वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डिफरेंशिएट. दे विल लुक वेरी सिमिलर बिकॉज दी changes or the stripe patterns sometimes are very very subtle in their differences. But the way the drivers and guides are able to do it is, मैं इसके दो एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. एक तो मैं एग्जाम्पल दूंगा ऑफ समबडीज पेट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ़ यू हैव अ गोल्डन लैब्राडोर रिट्रीवर एट होम, आप पूरे टाइम उसके साथ ही स्पेंड करते हो. Even if you lose that golden Labrador retriever among 5 or 6 other golden Labrador retrievers, you will still recognize your own. The reason is because आपकी eyes have gotten attuned to the specific facial quirks, specific facial differences that are there in your specific pet. Similarly, I believe that because the drivers and the guides go in and day out every single day on safari, and they keep seeing these animals over and over and over and over again, that's when they start to notice these very subtle differences in the changes of the face. The reason why I am able to kind of identify with it is because मुझे भी ये कुछ टाइगर्स में दिखता है. Now
Okay.
I don't go every day. I go month few times में जाता हूँ, but ऐसे काफ़ी बार हो चुका है कि मैंने वो सेम टाइगर को मल्टीपल टाइम्स देखा है. सो नाउ एक सेंस ऑफ रिजेम्बलेंस, एक सेंस ऑफ आइडेंटिफिकेशन मुझे भी आ जाता है. बट द ड्राइवर्स एंड गाइड्स डू इट एवरी डे, सो देयर्स इज मच मच शार्पर. सो एक वो हो जाता है. सेकेंडली, हम कोई भी टाइगर के टेरिटरी में जब जा रहे हैं तो आई टोल्ड यू दे हैव अ स्पेसिफिक एरिया. तो हमें पता है कि इस एरिया में ये फीमेल टाइगर या ये मेल टाइगर का ही चांसेस हैं ज़्यादातर. सो वी नो दैट मोस्ट लाइकली वो यही टाइगर होगा. So that is the second sort of validation that happens basically. The third and the proper one, you can say, is that when we take proper photographs of the tiger, of the face, right lateral side, left lateral side का हम लोग जब proper photograph लेंगे, then we match the stripes. That's the proper way of identifying individual tigers. कि ठीक है, आपके पास एक database है, उस animal का एक पुराना photo भी है, and you're able to match the stripes particular to that. So that is a proper way of identifying the tiger, you can say.
So basically we are also learning about tigers. मतलब हमने अभी तक कुछ मतलब ज़्यादा चीज़ें फिगर आउट नहीं करी है. वी हैव नोन अ वेरी लिमिटेड चीज़ें अबाउट द टाइगर एंड वी आर कीप ऑन इवॉल्विंग अबाउट
Sure, 100%.
कूल. एंड व्हाट आर सम, क्योंकि आपने बहुत सारी सफारीज करी हैं, मैं दोबारा ये बोल रहा हूँ ये चीज़, एंड दैट इज़ माई ड्रीम टू डू जितनी आपने करी है. तो इन सारी सफारीज में Have you encountered any famous tigers जैसे वागडो हो गया, who's the king of ताडोबा and माया, इनकी कुछ आपने encounters हुए हैं आपके साथ में?
जी वाग आई डोंट थिंक आई हैव सीन वागडो बट
Okay.
आई हैव सीन माया मल्टीपल टाइम्स
Okay.
and a lot of the tigers if you go in Tadoba, I mean abhi to of course a lot of these tigers are not there now, Matkasur etc, but a lot of these tigers of course used to be there, so inevitably somebody is going to Tadoba and is going to the prime areas on safari, you're going to inevitably meet some of the famous tigers there, so wo to hoga I think. And I've been lucky to be sort of in the presence of many of the animals which achieved a very sort of famous status. A lot of the tigers become famous actually over time. I would believe that specifically happens with tigers that are there in the tourism area जहाँ हम लोग जाते हैं safaris. Inevitably जो tiger बहुत दिखने लगता है it becomes more and more famous. People keep sharing the same photograph, and because that particular tiger, because even tigers have personalities हमारी तरह हैं. Some tigers are shy, some tigers are bold, especially the tigers that are bold. That means they don't care about the number of jeeps that are around. 10-15-20 व्हीकल है, उनको फ़र्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. These tigers when they kind of start moving and start getting seen, they become famous. And frankly speaking, I think every tiger has the potential to be famous. It's just that वो tiger को दिखना चाहिए, like it should be a tiger that should be seen continuously. I think that particular tiger then becomes famous, if you ask me. Generation and upon generation, if you see, उसकी अगली जनरेशन फेमस हो जाती है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल रणथम्बोर में दिस दिस लॉन्ग लिनिएज ऑफ मछली दैट इज़ देयर.
Right.
सो मछली की जो पूरी लिनिएज अभी आज के ज़माने में है, इट्स फेमस फ्रॉम दैट टाइम. इट कैन, आई मीन, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एरोहेड, यू टॉकिंग अबाउट रिद्धि, सिद्धि, all of these tigers that have come in from that lineage, all of the tigers are famous. Every generation that comes in becomes famous. So
I think they have stories attached to them.
yeah.
Right?
So what happens is, I mean, the reason Machli was very famous is because of that video of her killing the crocodile. It was quite an amazing thing to see. The interesting part is Arrowhead has now also done it. Just recently,
Oh.
about a month back, she also
Okay.
killed a crocodile. So they sometimes become very famous for their feats as well. In Ranthambore, for example, this male tiger that is there, Charger, उसको अभी भी बोलते हैं, T120 का, गणेश भी बोलते हैं उसे. So it's got lot of names. But they do some very interesting things. So he killed a sloth bear, he killed a hyena, he was killing dogs.
The Charger.
हाँ. I in
Okay.
fact was lucky enough to see him feeding on the sloth bear.
Okay.
So he had killed it in the morning, and by the time we got to him, he was feeding on the sloth bear. खा रहा था वो उसको. तो these sort of very interesting natural history moments जब आप देखते हैं, वो भी आपको काफ़ी memorable हो जाते हैं उसकी वजह से. So I think the tigers, of course, gain fame because of that also. Sometimes they do amazing things. So yeah, but generally I believe that in tourism area, if tigers tend to get seen very often, they inevitably get famous. That's how it works.
कभी आपकी जीवन में मॉक चार्ज हुआ है?
हाँ जी, एक बार हुआ है. It doesn't happen very often. It's a very
Okay.
rare occurrence in the wild, but it has happened once. I think a mock charge can happen due to many reasons. One reason is that, especially when the tigress has very, very young cubs, she's particularly prone to this because at that time she's very protective. When they are small, we're talking about say 2 months or so. That time they are very protective. Even if the jeep somewhere comes nearby, they might run towards the jeep, snarl, and kind of tell them to keep distance basically. So एक time वो होता है. Second, there are certain tigers जिनकी personalities भी थोड़ी वैसी रहती हैं that they are shy. Specifically, shyer tigers tend to charge more.
Okay.
Not bold tigers.
Okay.
Because the tigers which are shy don't like human presence, don't like that many jeeps around them. So they become uncomfortable. When they are uncomfortable is when they might do a mock charge to you. Thirdly, I also believe that it's also to do with the animal's exposure to environmental factors. So for example, in Ranthambore, there's this tigress called Sultana. Sultana.
Okay.
She's often in an area which is very close to the road. So lot of vehicular movement is there. तो because of that उसका काफ़ी बार interaction हो जाता है लोगों से on a bike, on a car, private vehicles, etc. So because sometimes there's possible that there may be negative interaction also. The tiger got disturbed when it was crossing, etc. So that tiger then becomes very careful and becomes very guarded. So जो मेरे साथ mock charge हुआ था was on an early morning safari in the winter. We had heard alarm calls. हम लोग अंदर गए.
This was back in which कब हुआ था ये?
This happened about 2 years back.
Okay.
So I was in safari in Ranthambore. We had gone for the morning safari. अर्ली मॉर्निंग का टाइम था, लाइट थोड़ी सी थी. हम लोग को एक एरिया में सांबड़िया के अलार्म कॉल्स आ रहे थे. वी हैड अदर जीप्स ऑल्सो विद अस, सो वी वर वेटिंग एट एन इंटरसेक्शन ट्राइंग टू फिगर आउट किस तरफ से मूवमेंट है. सो एवरीबडी डिसाइड कि ठीक है, वील चेक दिस रोड, वील चेक दिस रोड, वील चेक दिस रोड. सो वी ऑल वेंट इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस. हम लोग आगे गए, कॉल्स चली थोड़ी देर, फिर बंद हो गई थी. देन वी स्टार्टेड रिटर्निंग. व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड रिटर्निंग इज़ व्हेन वी नोटिस दैट द टाइगर इज़ कमिंग फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट. वो हमारे लेफ्ट से आ रही थी. तो हम लोग एक्चुअली यूजुअली व्हाट वी ट्राई एंड डू एज फोटोग्राफर्स स्पेशली इज़ दैट जैसे ही हम लोग को टाइगर दिखता है, वी डोंट ट्राई एंड गो वेरी क्लोज. हम थोड़े दूर ही रुक जाते हैं. द रीज़न इज़ एक्चुअली नॉट, मैं तो बोलूँगा इट्स नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ एनी सेल्फिश, इट्स इन फैक्ट फॉर वेरी सेल्फिश रीजन्स. That we want to spend more time with the tiger. If we want to spend more time with the tiger, then it's vital that we give the tiger space.
Right.
तो हम लोग पहले ही रुक गए. तो we could see the tiger was about to cross the road. वो आई, she came to the edge of the road and then she just sat by a bush. And हम लोग उसको दूर से देख रहे थे, फोटोग्राफ कर रहे थे. वो बुश में बैठ के हमें देख रही थी. So I was like, okay, वो देख रही थी, तो I was photographing her. Out of nowhere, honestly, without any warning, वो वहाँ बैठी थी. सडनली शी ran towards us. In fact, I was so surprised because I was photographing her at that point of time. So literally for photograph, मेरे पास I have those frames that this tigress is sitting and suddenly she's gotten up and then there's this swirl of dust and she's charging towards us the next moment. That all those photos actually came.
Wow.
So it was completely by surprise. There was no warning whatsoever. The tigress had just been watching us. कुछ नहीं करी थी वो, ना स्नाल करी ना कुछ. There was no way to indicate that animal was alarmed. So she just ran towards us, stood in front of her jeep, snarled, and then she walked by the side of our jeep.
Snarled क्या?
मतलब something like
Got
with
it.
this
Got
noise.
it.
And she just walked by. तो the driver and the guide are professional. उन्होंने बोला कि सर कुछ नहीं करना है, just शांत रहिए. Tiger just walked by, went behind the jeep, she sniffed the back of our jeep, and then she moved off. That's it. कुछ नहीं करी. And we were the only jeep there. And हमने उसको distance भी दिया हुआ था, space भी दी हुई थी. तो मैनी टाइम्स पीपल फील इन द जंगल दैट वो जब वीडियो किसी चार्जिंग टाइग्रेस का देखते हैं तो उनको लगता है अरे ये एनिमल डिस्टर्ब हुआ है. नॉट नेसेसरीली द केस. It may be that the animal is disturbed, but it may not always be the case that the animal is getting disturbed. There are many instances that I know of in my own friend circle also where there have been unprovoked charges. That means the tiger is very far, दूर है वो, फिर भी वो भाग के आया है वहाँ पर. I've seen this behavior not just with tigers, I've seen this behavior with elephants, I've seen this behavior with rhinos. The animal is in a safe space and is at a distance, but suddenly it has decided, no, I am going to charge this vehicle. Now what has gone into the animal's mind in order to do that, we cannot be sure. हमें नहीं पता है. So the best way to kind of always regard it is that ठीक है, आप wildlife को हमेशा space दीजिए, but be aware that it is unpredictable. Sometimes even your best estimate of how wildlife may behave may be different from what you think. So it's just advisable always be on the safe side and be prepared for everything. Just like in this case, the driver and the guide were professional. उनको पता था कि even if she is charging, वो कुछ नहीं करेगी, mock charge करेगी और फिर silently चल के वो चली गई. Nothing happened there.
Have you met any people जिनके साथ में कुछ ऐसे incident हुए हों which has been a part of a charge and survived or something like that?
In terms of like a proper charge, if you're talking about frankly speaking, tigers के साथ तो extremely
Any
rare.
other animal?
I think the charges, there was a recent video that I saw actually. That's the first thing that came to mind. I believe this video, I'll have to remember where it's from. Maybe Jaldapara, one of those areas. So one of the animals that particularly prone to charging a lot,
Okay.
compared to say other animals, I would say is probably rhinos.
Rhinos?
Okay. Now rhinos don't have very good vision, and कभी कभी ऐसा होता है that rhino को समझ में नहीं आया है, but the vehicle is close, and then it charges as a form of defense. Now the reason why I recall that immediately is because there's video footage of this. Is that sometimes when the rhino is chasing like that, the video was from Manas, I just remembered.
Okay.
Not from Jaldapara, this was from Manas.
Okay.
Now there was another video a couple of months before that was from Jaldapara where the jeep had toppled over. And similarly, then there was an instance, I believe, somewhere in Kaziranga where the jeep just turned after a rhino chased and the person fell down from the jeep. Now these are accidents that happen. Even then I would say that ये जो अभी recent video मैंने देखा था मानस में, you could see that the rhino is chasing the jeep. It's gotten very close to the jeep and it's also brushed the jeeps a little bit. So that is a charge in the sense, it's not a mock charge. That animal is actually
Right.
trying to hit the jeep. Luckily in that case it's extremely scary, and they were able to kind of get away. But at that point of time, जब rhino charge करता है, you have to be very very careful because it is very much capable of toppling a jeep. Similarly, the another concrete instance I recall of safari where there was an actual wildlife conflict was in Zimbabwe in Hwange National Park. वहाँ पे a tusker had toppled over a jeep, and I believe a senior citizen lost her life in that. So actually these large herbivores, elephants and rhinos, even gores sometimes, they are capable of causing a significant amount of damage to the vehicle. So they many times mock charge, but you also have to be very 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 when going into their habitat, because they can cause damage to, like they can cause significant damage to the vehicle as well and to the occupants. So you have to try and be very very cautious, go with the right people, go with people who are experienced is what I would suggest in all cases. एंड जस्ट बी कॉशियस. जितना हो सके आप अपने तरफ से प्रिकॉशन लो. आई थिंक ऐसा बोल नहीं सकते कि अगर आप प्रिकॉशन लोगे तो आप प्रोटेक्टेड रहोगे,
राइट
बिकॉज समटाइम्स लाइक आई टोल्ड यू वाइल्ड लाइफ इज अनप्रिडिक्टेबल.
राइट
आप प्रिकॉशंस लो, बट always stay alert and always go with an experienced driver and a guide who are able to manage based on the situation.
जब हम लोग भी कभी गए थे, जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा था कि आई वेंट विद माई फैमिली फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम द जिम कॉर्बेट. सो एक फैक्टर ये था कि वी सॉ द पग मार्क्स ऑफ द टाइग्रेस, और उसके साथ कब्स भी थे, बट वी कुड नॉट डेफिनेटली स्पॉट देम. और हम लोग जैसे ही जैसे हम लोग एंटर हुए जोन में, जिन्ना जोन में, सो वी हर्ड अ अलार्म कॉल. तो सारे लोग वहाँ पे रुके हुए थे, वी वर वेटिंग, बट वो आया ही नहीं बाहर. सो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो फाइन. बट आफ्टर द ट्रिप what I felt was that कि हमारे जो गाइड साहब थे और जो ड्राइवर साहब थे, उनका जो इंटरेस्ट था वो कम था शायद इन टर्म्स, बिकॉज आई अंडरस्टैंड कि वो डेली वो करते तो मोनोटोनस हो जाता है, एंड ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम द इंटरेस्ट डिक्रीजेज एज कम्पेयर टू अ यंग पर्सन हु हैज न्यूली जॉइंड. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट आई हैव टेकन फ्रॉम दैट ट्रिप, कि आपके गाइड्स और आपके ड्राइवर बहुत मैटर करते हैं, कि वो आपको जोन में डाले, एक फैसिनेशन क्रिएट करें, इमेजिनेशन आपकी वो स्ट्राइक करें. तो दैट ऑल्सो रियली प्लेज अ बिग रोल. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, गाइड एंड ड्राइवर्स, what are some do's and don'ts that people should be aware about, जिससे अगर वो टाइगर ना भी देखें तो वो बाकी सारी चीज़ें enjoy कर पाए. Like also I want you to touch upon some things, basic stuff, जैसे कि जंगल में वॉक क्यों नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज जिम कॉर्बेट में पहले वॉक करना अलाउड था, और आप एक टावर्स पे भी जा सकते थे, बैठ सकते थे. एंड देन एक आई थिंक फॉरेन से कोई था जिसकी डेथ हो गई थी बाय अ टाइगर, उसके बाद से वॉकिंग बंद कर दी जिम कॉर्बेट में. सो ऐसी चीज़ों पे भी कई बार सुना है कि आप जंगल जैसे कपड़े पहन के जाइए, ग्रीन्स ब्राउन्स. व्हाई इज दैट, एंड व्हाट आर द डूज एंड डोंट्स while on a safari?
Right. So, as is correct, I think in many of the tiger reserves that we go to, walking on foot is prohibited in a lot of places. Certain areas they may allow it, but in most places it is prohibited. It's because this area is seeing a lot of predator movement as well as large herbivore movement. So it's not very safe for you to walk alone on foot in any of those areas when you're walking. हमारे forest guards do patrolling of this day in and day out, which is the very interesting part of it, with very limited equipment actually, but it's an extremely risky task. So because of that, certainly when you're in the jungle, I think you have to remember that it is a jungle. It is not a zoo. It is not a city. You have to, it's the wild, and there are things out there which can be dangerous for you. I think you have to be very cognizant of that. And I think जितना भी आप जंगल में जाओ, सफारीज करो, वाइल्ड लाइफ देखो, I think you should never lose that humility. आपको वो कभी लूज नहीं करनी चाहिए, बिकॉज समटाइम्स इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ जस्ट बीइंग एट द रॉन्ग प्लेस एट द रॉन्ग टाइम वेयर एन एक्सीडेंट कैन हैपन. सो आई थिंक एक चीज़ इज दैट वन थिंग ट्राई एंड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर इज दैट बी हम्बल एंड रिमेंबर दैट इट्स अ जंगल एंड यू आर अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, अ वेरी टाइनी tiny dot in the universe of what is actually happening there. So maintain that humility when you are going to the jungle, and give it the respect that it affords. Secondly, I think apart from that, when you all are going on safari with a lot of other people also, remember आप जितना observe करोगे, आपने जितना आपके senses sharp रखोगे, उतने better chances हैं आपको चीज़ें दिखने के लिए और experience करने के लिए. Typically the drivers and guides, if you go with like good ones, जो अच्छा आपको बताएंगे wildlife के बारे में, ask them more questions about it, show interest, always be positive in your language, I would say. हमेशा वो चीज़ में interested रहें, उनमें believe भी करें. I think a lot of हमारी, sometimes as Indians we are very skeptical, so we always try and second guess what other people say.
Yes.
But I think we should go in with an open mind. These are people who are doing this day in and day out, and we are coming with almost no experience into this basically. So trying to understand कि ऐसा, so for example I've seen very people when they come to the jungle and वो फर्स्ट फ्यू सफारीज पे जाते हैं, सडनली दे फील दैट नहीं हमने वर्कआउट कर लिया है कि चीज़ें क्या हो रही हैं, वेरएज एक्चुअली आपकी पूरी ज़िंदगी निकल जाएगी लेकिन आप वर्कआउट नहीं कर पाओगे. सो बट पीपल गेट दैट थिंग बिकॉज आई थिंक द वे वी आर attuned to operate in the cities and in our jobs, we are given a limited amount of information. Based on the limited amount of information, we have to make decisions. It doesn't really work like that in the jungle because there are too many uncontrollable factors which are well outside your perception. So I think keep an open mind is going to be the second thing that I will say. Be positive in your communication. Always be optimistic. कभी कभी ऐसा होगा, you may not be able to see things. I think you have to develop a certain amount of fortitude कि ठीक है, जंगल है, unpredictable है, and I think you kind of just be have that gratitude कि जब भी चीज़ें दिख रही है आपको जंगल में, you have been lucky to witness something like that in the wild. It has not been in your control. आप गए हो और आपको वो चीज़ें दिखी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू टॉक्ड अबाउट हाउ अ पीकॉक फ्लू ओवर योर हेड, राइट? हाउ व्हाट वर द चांसेस ऑफ अ पीकॉक फ्लाइंग ओवर योर हेड? Okay, in that vast jungle, 2,000, 3,000 square kilometers, there's a peacock that has flown over you in the jungle. Be thankful for that because that's something which was not in your control. There was no chance of you actually having to experience that, but it happened for you. Similarly, even if you see some of these animals, these big cats, treasure that moment because वो बहुत rarely दिखती है वो चीज़. Also what happens is I think people sometimes see tigers and then they have that expectation कि I will see it every time. मन करता है, आई एम नॉट सेइंग नहीं करेगा, मन करेगा, बट आई थिंक हैव दैट एक्सेप्टेंस कि आपको हमेशा नहीं दिखेगा. It is you have to remember that it is a jungle. It is always going to be unpredictable. Keep an open mind. Keep all learning, and always be ready to relearn as well. Something that you thought was the case is not necessarily the case.
True, absolutely true.
So that would be something else. So अगेन कन्वर्स करिए, बात करिए. आई एम अ फर्म बिलीवर दैट ऑन सफारी आपको बात करनी चाहिए बिकॉज कन्वर्स आप करो, बट डू इट इन रिस्पेक्टफुल टोन्स, लो टोन्स, बात करिए. देर आर टाइम्स व्हेन वी हैव टू बी वेरी स्ट्रांगली रिलाइंग ऑन आवर सेंसेस, द ड्राइवर्स, गाइड्स, नेचुरलिस्ट एक्सेट्रा. तो दैट टाइम हम आपको बताएंगे भी कि गाइज थोड़ा शांत है ना, वी मे हैव हर्ड समथिंग, सो बी क्वाइट एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. अगर हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि वी हैव हर्ड समथिंग, दैट मीन्स कुछ हमें भनक है कि समथिंग कुड बी क्लोज बाय, दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम स्टे, इट्स सॉर्ट ऑफ recommended to stay quiet. Apart from that, the other thing I would probably say is that जब आप जंगल में जा रहे हो, always try and use the washroom beforehand you go, because लंबा राइड रहता है, 3-4 घंटे का रहता है, and there are not a lot of washroom facilities many times available. Bright colors, generally just advisable to use more duller shades basically. I am not somebody who will recommend you wear camouflage clothing and all of that. That's not required. Normal dull shades of clothing अगर आप पहने होंगे, you will stand out less from the environment. And it's just good sense to kind of use duller shades when you're in the jungle basically. अगर आप डल शेड या पिंक या ऐसे कोई पर्पल ब्राइट शेड्स पहन के आ गए, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी अलाउड इन द जंगल. यू कैन कम, बट it's just good sense to wear duller shades when you're in the jungle on safari. Avoid using very strong scents etc as well, because animals के senses हमसे ज़्यादा sharper रहते हैं. They pick up scents very very easily as well. And apart from that, I think one of the most important things I think people can do is respect and be sort of patient as to whenever they are seeing wildlife. Now what happens is ऐसा बहुत बार होता है जब टाइगर साइटिंग होने वाली होती है, मल्टीपल जीप्स खड़े रहते हैं, एवरीबडी इज़ वेरी वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड एवरीबडी वांट्स टू कैच दैट ग्लिम्स ऑफ अ फ्यू सेकेंड्स. At that point of time always listen to the driver and the guide. वो जहाँ पे आपको बता रहे हैं एनिमल आने वाला है, प्लीज़ वहाँ पे देखिए. डू नॉट गेट इन टू एन आर्ग्यूमेंट विद योर अदर जीप. जो अदर जीप वाले कर रहे हैं, आवाज़ कर रहे हैं, आप उनके आर्ग्यूमेंट के चक्कर में यू आर गोइंग टू मिस द साइटिंग बेसिकली जो आपकी एक्चुअल है. सो आई थिंक एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम what the driver and the guide are saying, just focus on the area where you're going to see that particular animal and उस पे focus करिए. Ignore everything that is happening around you. Don't become that sort of a person that starts shouting and abusing. ए पीछे करो, ए आगे करो, नहीं ये साइड में करो, नहीं मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है. The driver and the guide will have positioned the jeep in such a way that at least आपको थोड़ा कुछ तो दिख रहा हो. And you're not always going to be the jeep that is going to be out in the front सबसे पहले.
Right.
Many times आप एकदम बैक में रहोगे. That's just the nature of how safaris are. You're not always going to be in the एकदम prime position or pole position, so to see. So जब भी जो भी आपको position मिल रहा है in order to see the animal, just go with that. And like I said, don't miss the moment. Don't get into an argument with people is something I would probably advise most strongly. That typically मेरे हिसाब से experiences can go bad when people start getting into negative arguments with people, other jeeps or the drivers and the guides. So
कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि आप कोई एक्सपेडिशन लीड कर रहे हो और वहाँ पे दिस हैज़ ऑकर्ड एंड उस चक्कर में साइटिंग मिस हो गई या कुछ, दे हैव लॉस्ट द अपॉर्चुनिटी?
So typically when I've been on safari, this is something I say well beforehand.
Right.
हमारा हर टूर के ओरिएंटेशन में जो मैंने आपको अभी बताया एग्जैक्ट सेम थिंग मैं बताता हूँ तभी भी. सो थैंकफुली मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स दे आर प्रिपेयर्ड नोइंग दैट ऐसा होगा. But still sometimes the environment is such that this and the stimuli is such कि people get distract हो जाते हैं, अरे दिख नहीं रहा है. The only thing you can do at that point of time is calmly, peacefully try and explain to the guest as well that please आप यहाँ पे देखिए, नहीं तो वो miss हो जाएगा basically. So that's the same thing that even the driver and the guide will also do. उनको भी वही करना है. But sometimes people may not necessarily always listen. And I have the one bit of a conflict which I think unfortunately बेचारे drivers and guides के लिए ख़राब रहता है is that people, it's like विन और लॉस का टाइप का रहता है कि यू आइदर हेट द गाइड और यू लव द गाइड. सो अगर उनको लगता है कि साइटिंग नहीं हुई है देन इट्स अ बैड गाइड.
दिस इज वेरी ट्रू. मैंने अभी कुछ बोला
था ये चीज. नहीं इट हैपेंस, आई नो, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. The thing is that the driver and the guide can only work with what he has on that particular day when he goes to the jungle. अगर टाइगर निकलेगा ही नहीं तो वो बेचारा क्या कर सकता है उसमें? So you can't do anything.
Effort matters.
Effort matters 100%. That I think you can observe as well. आप अगर ड्राइवर एंड गाइड को देखोगे, the genuinely good ones make a lot of efforts and it's very visible. You can definitely see वो ट्राई कर रहे हैं. यहाँ नहीं आ रहे हैं, ओके यहाँ पे आ सकता है, यहाँ पे आ सकते हैं, then he's going there. He's not somebody who's laid back. आपको दिख जाएगा वो effort you will see. I don't think that is very hidden. You can definitely make out effort. लेकिन what happens is a lot of the livelihood of the drivers and the guides, apart from the charges that a visitor would pay them, which are nominal, because key thing that you have to remember is वो forest department employees नहीं हैं.
Right.
They are private individuals who are registered with the forest department in order to do this activity. So there's a charge you pay them. But they are very dependent on tips and gratuities as well for their livelihood. तो जनरली हम तो हमेशा एडवाइस करते हैं दैट व्हेनेवर यू आर गोइंग ऑन सफारी, इफ़ यू बिलीव देव डन अ गुड जॉब, ऑलवेज प्लीज़ गिव देम अ स्मॉल अमाउंट. लेकिन ड्राइवर्स एंड गाइड्स के दिमाग में वो चीज़ भी रहती है, विच इज़ वाई दे समटाइम्स ऑल्सो रियली ट्राई हार्ड, एंड दे आर ट्राइंग टू ऑल्सो मेंटेन दिस बैलेंस ऑफ कीपिंग द गेस्ट हैप्पी as well as following the rules of the park, as well as trying to ensure a sighting. This is a very tricky balance. बहुत मुश्किल होता है ये. तीनों को मैनेज करना is like a very difficult thing. So this is it's a big balancing act that the drivers and the guides have to play, and it's a tough one, I would say. But yeah, I think just be cognizant of that.
Okay, cool. As we are moving towards the last, some of my last questions, let's shift from a tiger to different animals in the jungle. So जब भी हम लोग वाइल्ड लाइफ की बात करते हैं, कल हम लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे थे, मैंने इनसे पूछा, मैंने कहा वाइल्ड लाइफ, अगर मैं बोलूँ इंडियन वाइल्ड लाइफ, क्या आ रहा है दिमाग में? एंड ईच वन ऑफ दीज पीपल मेंशन्ड टाइगर, एलिफेंट एंड बेयर. But apart from all these three, right, what are other species which are very interesting to know?
So, the diversity of species we have in our country is something quite astounding, frankly. Tiger reserves and tigers have been forever popular because ultimately it's a very iconic animal, and everybody wants to see it. But I think some of the species that keenly get missed out. I'm going to talk about a specific class of animals, which is basically birds.
Right.
Right? Actually, a lot of the tiger reserves we go to, they have a stunning diversity of birds. Most people don't see birds. Why? Do you think is that the case?
आई थिंक उतना इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं, मतलब चीज़ें पता नहीं है लोगों को, लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस कह सकते हैं. बाकी समवट व्हाट आई बिलीव इज इट्स वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट बिकॉज बर्ड्स के चीज़ों को पहचानना, उनको जानना, क्योंकि वो बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. सो एक लोड लगता है कि यार इतना सब कुछ कैसे हम लोग कर पाएंगे. बट इफ़ यू हैव अ राइट मेंटोर or a guide or a person who can generate tap your imaginations for them, then it can help.
Right. So, true, all of which is very true. I think that until and unless somebody actually points out
Right.
what bird it is and what's special about it, definitely is a major factor.
To be honest, I wanted to put this in the conversation today, but I realized I don't know about birds.
Huh.
So इसलिए I could not touch upon
No,
that
no,
topic.
it's absolutely fine. I don't think generally हम जब safari tour भी जाते हैं, we have a lot of people who have no prior experience with
Right.
any bird.
Right.
So that's all right, no problem. But I think there are two factors. One is, like you mentioned, that it has to be specifically pointed out that there is a bird there and what's special about it. But I think a major factor as to why people don't appreciate birds is we don't go equipped with the right tools. हम लोग जीप में बैठ जाते हैं and maybe the guide will point out there's a bird there.
कैसे देखोगे?
How will you see it? How will you appreciate it? There's no way for you to actually see the bird properly.
Right.
So I think one of the key things when people go out, especially on safaris, is that they should carry a binocular, because तभी ही आप bird को appreciate कर पाओगे. I don't think you can appreciate birds without binoculars.
Sorry to interrupt, but this is very true. जब हम लोग जिम कॉर्बेट गए थे, at the gate, बाइनोकुलर्स वाले आते हैं कि आपको ये लेना है, ये ले लो. एंड मी एंड माय फ्रेंड, नहीं क्या जरूरत है, टाइगर देखना है, टाइगर दिख जाएगा ऐसे ही.
Exactly.
एंड क्योंकि हमने वो मिस कर दिया, आगे जाके जब हमें कॉल मिली
हाँ.
राइट हैंड साइड पे, वी कुड नॉट सी इट,
Ac-
क्योंकि वो उसके ग्रासलैंड के अंदर था.
Many times the binoculars help for tigers also.
Yes.
But people feel that नहीं दिख जाएगा. वही exactly what you
Yes.
said, right? वो हो जाता है. But that's another thing that you get out of experience, knowing that you're not always going to see the animals up close. Sometimes they may
Right.
be at a distance, sometimes they may be hidden. And birds के लिए तो I will say this is almost a given.
Yes.
That अगर
Yes.
आपको properly birds देखने हैं, आपको binoculars चाहिए ही होंगे. Anything I'm about to tell you about that bird, for example, मुझे कोई bird दिख गई, I'm seeing it sit on the branch. I'm saying, guys, that's an Indian roller that is sitting on that branch. And I will be saying so many blah 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 blah. Won't care. Why will you care? When I tell you, guys, please look in the binocs, look under that branch, look under the colors, and then you see the colors of that bird. It's turquoise blue, teal blue, matlab colors which you believe have come out of some watercolor palette.
Right.
And that's when you say, oh my god, this is so beautiful. I mean, it's amazing. Some of these birds, like जो white-throated kingfisher हैं, हमारे city में भी दिखते हैं.
Okay.
People are stunned when they see it in the jungle. And they've seen it for the first time. सब city में हैं. We actually hear it also. हम लोग यहाँ सुनते भी हैं उस bird को. लेकिन हमें पता ही नहीं है कि वो bird यहाँ पे है. They see it for the very first time when they go into the jungle. यहाँ पे एक another bird is there called the coppersmith barbet. होती है. It's got green, yellow, red, orange, all of these colors. Okay?
Okay.
It's also there in the city. लोग पहली बार जाके सफारी पे जंगल में देखते हैं. And then they see it and they're like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. मैं जब मूवी लेता हूँ उस एक्सपीरियंस की, people remember those birds simply because they saw it and they saw the colors. तो we have to create a connection of you actually seeing it properly is when you're going to remember the bird. नहीं तो आप bird को याद रखोगे ही नहीं. There's no need for you to
Right.
remember
You
the
need a
bird.
visual support.
हाँ. तो and some of these birds are, in fact, you can even make a comparison. They are much more beautiful, much more colorful than many of the species that we might be seeing animals के. Simply because we have not enabled the right way of seeing birds is the reason that they are ignored. Because in our normal vision, we are going to see them as dots. Insignificant dots that have absolutely no meaning. So because of that, I think birds ko dikhana with the right tools is extremely important. And I think on our safaris, because what happens is हमारे Indian jungles बने कैसे हैं is that mostly it's dense. So there's a lot of time when you're not going to be seeing a lot of very large animal movement. So in order to create and make the experience more engaging over the course of the 3-4 hours, I think you have to be on the lookout for a lot of smaller things also. And there is a way we can probably show these things also जिसमें appreciation आएगा, but we just need that those people are equipped with the right tools. That's why we also ensure that जो भी हम लोग के साथ आता है सफारी पे, each guest is equipped with their own binocular. हम उनके लिए लेके जाते हैं so that they are able to see those animals properly.
I think right tools and stories
Yes, 100%.
of those species, because अगर stories नहीं होगी तो interest उनका पैदा नहीं होगा.
I'll give an example. So, for example, there is a bird. I mean, every time I go on safari, it's a common species. मुझे पता है कि usually species कौन-कौन से normally दिखते हैं सफारी पर. So, there are ways that I know people will remember these birds and make them memorable. So, for example, there is a bird called a shrike. Shrike.
Okay.
उसको it's a very nice looking bird. It's got like a black eye mask, brown wings रहते हैं, long tail रहती है. So nice enough and दिख भी आराम से जाती है. But the reason I'm able to make people remember is I call it the butcher bird.
The butcher bird.
The butcher
okay.
bird. तो क्या करता है वो insects को पकड़ता है और then वो एक thorn पे उनको टक 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 like a shashlik keeps it for later. So it keeps like a larder, like a butcher.
Right.
So that's why it's called the butcher bird. वो उसको insect को पकड़ता है, thorns पे डाल देता है, and जब भी इसको मनो खाने का, वो वापस वो thorn से pick out कर लेता है. So that's a way of you forming a connection with that particular species. You will not remember shrike. You will remember butcher bird.
Yes.
So like that. So I think stories is something which is very very important part of also talking about many of these bird species. I think every bird का thing what we should try and do it in order to make it easier is आप एक characteristic लीजिए and make it its story. That way you will be able to form a connection with the bird. Don't say too many things. 10 चीज़ें उसके बारे में मत बोलो, एक चीज़ बोलो जिसके जो आपको याद रहेगी basically. So I think generally with a lot of not just birds but with other animals, smaller animal species also, take one defining characteristic and leave that with the people. When just share that particular story. That's enough. Information overload भी नहीं करना चाहिए.
Right. Speaking of stories, sir, this brings me to the Jungle Book. क्योंकि मेरी favorite one of the वो रही है वो movies and series. So speaking of Jungle Book, I have recently heard that it has a link with India. Right, so can you please explain on that?
So yes, I mean जो initial writing Rudyard Kipling when he wrote the Jungle Book, he's supposedly based it on Seoni, the Seoni Hills. This is somewhere in central India. Modern day हमारा जो Seoni का district है वो मध्य प्रदेश में है. And it is thought that he has based his writings around the wildlife in that particular region.
Okay.
There are some old British Gazette records that also talk about a boy having been found in that area as well.
Whoa, okay.
So that boy was not, matlab he was not used to being around people. But whether Rudyard Kipling based Mowgli on specifically him, we are not very sure. But he was also found, and he could not speak, he could not talk. That particular, there is a record in British Gazette that is there. But Rudyard Kipling's story of Mowgli, and if you read his story, it's interesting because I believe you can say it's a mix of perhaps actual wildlife that might have existed and certain bits of wildlife which I believe Rudyard Kipling might have seen elsewhere also, not necessarily in the same region. So it's a amalgamation of all of those characters basically that we see. Certain species you can definitely know that they were there in the same area. Tigers, wolves, bears, etc. Definitely they were there. But certain species you're not able to quite understand it. For example, Disney's remake of it also included apes, which traditionally were not there in that area for the longest period of time. During when the British Raj was there, the only ape we have in India is found towards the east of India called the Hoolock gibbon. That's the closest we have to an ape. We don't really have other than that apes. There are no orangutans or etc. here that are seen in the movies. When they remade the movie also recently, they I would say used a bit of actual species that are found there, but some species which are not necessarily found in the same area also. So Jungle Book, I think what is known today as the land of the Jungle Book is the Pench Tiger Reserve.
Okay.
That's how that place is marketed and promoted as well, that
Okay.
Pench is the land of the Jungle Book, because a lot of the species that Mowgli talked about are actually there. Now the interesting part is sometimes truth and fiction become from a very strange way of seeing actually happening in the real world. Now if you recall, Jungle Book mein there is Bagheera, right?
Right.
Now Bagheera, from what you can best make out, is Black Panther है. Now Black Panther जो हमें इंडिया में मिलता है is basically it's an individual animal. Basically it's a leopard which has a melanistic condition, due to which it is almost jet black. If you see in the sunlight, sometimes you can see the rosettes also. So ऐसे leopards जो हमें इंडिया में मिलते हैं, black panthers रहते हैं, वो अलग अलग parts of इंडिया में मिलते हैं. जहाँ पे भी leopards मिलते हैं, there might be a few black panthers that might be around. However, इनका जो prevalence रहता है, it's due to a genetic mutation. So we cannot be very sure as to what leads to a black panther. बोल सकते हैं that they are prone to occur in certain habitats, evergreen forests, etc. But this is all guesstimate. We are not very sure. This is a genetic mutation that we know जो होती है. But the interesting part was during the Central Indian landscape in Pench, जहाँ पे हम बोलते हैं Jungle Book था, there was really no presence of melanistic leopards for a very long time, until a few years back.
Oh.
About 4 years back or around 5 years back, for the very first time, probably in a very long time, a black panther somehow found its way to Pench. And now, from time to time, you have 1 or 2 black panthers that keep getting seen in the area, different ones. So earlier that area probably had no prevalence of black panther. Suddenly, हमको last few years में वहाँ पे black panther दिखने लगे हैं. So that's a bit of story and fiction kind of, becoming like there was no Black Panther and suddenly now there's a Black Panther.
Sher Khan, ऐसा कुछ.
Sher Khan तो of course Sher Khan, I mean obviously based on the tiger,
Right.
but specifically that there was a man-eater tiger who did not like people or something like that. Not
There was a
really.
man-eater tiger in Pench. अच्छा वैसे. Okay.
There have been conflicts, but no, like Sher Khan in the story is shown that he had an accident when he was young and he doesn't like people. So nothing like that, but Sher Khan is based on the tiger's presence, and of course there's very good presence of tigers in Pench, good numbers. But yeah, characters of course Rudyard Kipling has made on kind of his own, I would say.
These are my last questions. जैसे कि I have also got to know that it's a saying which says कि एक भालू के 7 मन होते हैं. और इस कहने का मतलब ये है कि you can never predict a movement or a behavior of a bear, right? So do you think that is somewhat true?
Bears, specifically I will be talking about जो bear हमें mostly Central Indian jungles में मिलता है is the sloth bear. And yes, it is an unpredictable animal. Now, in terms of trying to understand the animal, you have to see how it is structured and what its behavior is like. So sloth bears largely they are of course omnivores, but they largely have an insectivorous diet. That means they would be feeding primarily on termites. That's one of their main sources of food. Long snout, small eyes, very furry, and equipped with very large claws. So it is an animal also that is solitary. Max to max, you might see mother along with cubs, but apart from that, it's a solitary creature. So based on the fact that this is an animal that largely relies on its sense of smell, less on its sight because the eyes are very small, and it is living alone, means that the sloth bear is ek to strong. It's a very formidable animal, and also it's living alone. So it's also somewhat very can get surprised and can get provoked if it's alone. Because उसको अगर danger लग रहा है तो it can get surprised by that danger. Because it's equipped with claws and teeth and power and strength, it can sometimes be unpredictable in its behavior. So for example, though they are an insectivorous diet, they will also sometimes feed on dead meat. They will feed on berries, they will feed on fruits. जो भी उसको फूड सोर्स मिलती है स्लॉथ बेयर को भी वो जनरली दे विल ऑल्सो कंज्यूम. सो दे आर एन अडेप्टेबल एनिमल ऑल्सो. बट in an instance where a sloth bear feels danger, and उनको लगता है वो it may be in a position of danger, it may not always choose to back off. It may choose to attack because it is equipped with the tools and the strength to also fight on its own. So because of that हम sloth bear को थोड़ा सा एक unpredictable animal मानते हैं, in the sense that if you encounter it on foot, there's no knowing what it will do. It may run off, it may also charge and attack you. Sloth bears are one of those animals which probably mock charge quite less. If it is charging you or if it is in an attacking mode, it very much means to attack you. And the way they probably attack is also quite a bit different from some of the other animals, where they'll charge, they'll stand on their hind feet, and they attack the face and the neck. Now it's been there have been multiple documented sloth bear attacks. That's typically how they attack. The face, the neck, the head is the area of attack if they come across people. And they can be very, very tenacious also, in the sense I've heard stories which sloth bears have chased down people for very long distances. In fact, going into human habitation and attacking them also. So that's why probably उसको बोलते हैं कि there's a lot of the behavior, sometimes we may not understand it very well also. Why is the sloth bear being so tenacious and so determined when people are clearly looking to avoid it? But for whatever reason, it feels that thing or whatever it is, it's a threat and it needs to be eliminated. So that they are actually very dangerous animals, I would say, and you have to be very, very careful of them. And even in the jungle, if they're coming across predators like tigers, they sometimes go up against them as well. It's not like they'll run away from tigers. They will actually fight tigers also. So yeah, very much unpredictable animals.
Okay. This is going to be my last question, sir, which is ki I've been going through your Instagram and I saw beautiful photos over there, right? So you have a background of filmmaking. I wanted to become a filmmaker, but definitely the business and everything, so it could not happen. So filmmaking ke dauran, you must have encountered some rare sightings or incidents. Can you recall any of them? Like a tiger fight or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky to have several sort of rare behaviors seen in front of me at that point of time when I was filming some of this wildlife. Yes, I've seen tigers fight. I've seen 2 male tigers fight in Tadoba. It was quite an amazing moment because I think these are once in a lifetime sort of moments. शायद से आप ज़िंदगी भर में हज़ारों सफारी कर रहे हो, मे बी शायद से एक बार आपको वो चीज़ें दिखी. So that fight that I saw between 2 male tigers was something definitely which was very, very memorable.
What's the story about it? Can you please?
The story was that we were out on safari on tour only. हम एक जगह पहुँचे थे सफारी पर जहाँ पे हमें रिपोर्ट आई थी कि टाइगर है वहाँ पर. We reached that space. We saw this tiger. His name was Taru. Taru.
Okay.
Named after tribal god. So he was moving. He walked behind a jeep for some time. We had very nice photographs of him. And then we turned back and he went into the forest. And then we saw another tiger coming from a different direction. It was another male tiger called Shambhu. And Shambhu was going in the same direction that Taru was. So we were wondering what is happening because 2 male tigers, adult male tigers in such close proximity to each other is unusual because वो तो वैसे तो avoid करेंगे. And then we heard snarling inside the jungle, roaring happening inside the jungle. And then we realized that there is some sort of a territorial fight that is happening. Now you have to be extremely lucky to be in that point of time at that point of space when 2 tigers are colliding like that. So we were following these animals and somehow again I will say right place right time in the sense कि I can't believe that हम लोग वहाँ पे थे. Literally हमें भनक पड़ी कि टाइगर आ रहा था. Tigers are coming towards the road from the bushes and we were in a very narrow road and we just basically reversed the car to come out onto the main safari track. हमारे right side आगे side jeeps थी. We could not move anywhere. हम लोग just came out and we sat on the road and there was another jeep and वो jeep और हमारे बीच में वो tiger 2 tigers आए सामने on the road in the middle of the track. And now even if they had come on the middle of the track they could have kept walking, which they didn't do. They stopped, sized each other up, both stood on their hind legs and hit each other with their paws and was snarling and roaring. They did that twice. Now this happened in front of us, हमारे जीप के ठीक सामने, which is the chances of something like that happening, you
Very
would
rare.
not have thought of it.
Right.
कैसे हो सकता है? टाइगर ऑलरेडी बहुत मुश्किल एनिमल होता है देखना. एक तो वो हो गया, एक टाइगर दिख रहा है वही बड़ी बात है, 2 टाइगर दिख रहे हैं वो तो बहुत ही बड़ी बात है. वो 2 टाइगर एक्चुअल लड़ रहे हैं इन दी ओपन विदाउट एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ गेटिंग स्केर्ड अबाउट द जीप्स और एनी अदर पीपल बीइंग अराउंड, एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस एक्साइटमेंट हैपनिंग वाज जस्ट लाइक एन इनसेन थिंग टू हैपन. सो that was a once in a lifetime thing which I think I will probably never forget. Seeing actually 2 tigers fighting, that was something amazing. Apart from that, tigers ko hunting bhi I have been lucky to be able to see a few times as well. Tiger chasing a deer. And recently Corbett mein, about a few years back, I saw it happen in the open where a tiger was just running behind a deer. It was quite amazing. Tiger and a leopard fight.
Oh, okay.
In the sense that there was now very interestingly we were tracking a tiger. हम वो जगह पे पहुँचे, it was in Kanha, and we reached the place where there was very thick grass, and हम जगह पे पहुँचे trying to find कि वो tiger वहाँ से आने वाला है at some distance, only to realize when we have gone to that area, everybody is very excited about seeing a leopard. There was a leopard on the tree. So we were तो saying कि हम तो यहाँ tiger देखने आ रहे थे. So the leopard was sitting on the tree. After a while, it started to get down. As soon as it started to get down, the tiger burst from the jungle and
Whoa.
climbed on the tree, and the leopard went even higher. So this was something, again, I was shocked कि ये कैसे देख रहा हूँ मैं इस चीज़ को. Leopard तो और भी difficult होता है tiger को in comparison to seeing a tiger, a leopard is even more difficult to see. And you're seeing a tiger and a leopard facing off in a jungle, which is crazy. So I think these were just like very, very rare instances where we just happened to be there on that particular day. But yeah, seeing a tiger and a leopard face off also was something.
Is this a video जो वायरल भी हुई थी?
There have been instances of tigers and leopards fighting.
Okay.
Maybe not this instance because the action would not have been visible very easily. I have taken photographs of the tiger and the leopard in the same frame, where the tiger has climbed the tree and the leopard is also sitting there. But apart from that, you can't actually see a fight.
Got it.
So no video of this one, I think.
Cool. Last question. मैं पूछने नहीं वाला था, मेरे को अभी याद आ गया, सॉरी. ये था सर कि while I was reading, so I am fascinated by Jim Corbett. मतलब I love the guy. So जब मैं उनके बारे में पढ़ रहा था तो कई सारी स्टोरीज़ में उन्होंने जिक्र करा है कि वो टाइगर्स या अन्य जानवरों की आवाज़ निकाल सकते थे, और वो निकाल के बुलाते भी थे. whenever he has to kill a man eater, he would take a sound, मतलब make a sound of the tiger and bring that tiger towards him. एक कोई स्टोरी भी है, आई डोंट वांट टू, मेरे को याद नहीं आ रही है, मेरे को नाम वैसे नहीं पता, बट एक स्टोरी है जिसमें उन्होंने कॉल करी खुद से, आर्टिफिशियल कॉल, टाइगर आया, देन ही टुक द शॉट. सो 2 सवाल हैं मेरे. पहला, जंगल में सारे जानवरों की अलग अलग आवाज़ें होती हैं, स्टिल दे कम्युनिकेट सो वेल, राइट? अलार्म कॉल्स एंड एवरीथिंग. डू यू थिंक कि साउंड, मतलब हाउ, व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि कैसे ये लोग कम्युनिकेट करते हैं? डू दे हैव अ सीक्रेट लैंग्वेज और समथिंग लाइक दैट? एंड सेकेंड थिंग इज़ कि हैव वर देयर बीइंग एनी इंसिडेंट्स जहाँ पे आपने आर्टिफिशियल कॉल्स के थ्रू यू वर एबल टू ट्रैक अ एनिमल और समथिंग लाइक दैट? Final questions है मेरे.
No worries. So sound in the jungle is extremely important, I believe, in terms of understanding what is happening inside the jungle. Just because we talked about it, that animals make certain types of noises to reflect a certain behavior as well. So for example, the one which we know most widely is the distress call or the alarm call.
Right.
जो हम बोलते हैं, वो एक certain type of sound होता है to indicate that a predator is nearby and there is danger. So it's literally danger, danger, danger. That is the call that it is, वो अपने बाकी herd members को बोल रहे होंगे, बाकी troop members को कर रहे होंगे. Monkeys will do it, deer will do it. So a lot of species make this distress call. So this is one that we know very well. But apart from that, there are other reasons also for making calls and vocalizations in the jungle. One is a mating call. So whenever an animal wants to mate and wants to convey that particular behavior or that intention to its fellow species, they make that sort of a sound as well. So again, this is made by a variety of species, including deer. So there is vocalization in the jungle, अलग अलग reasons की वजह से होती हैं, but this is definitely a very sort of rich way to understand as to what the behavior is of the animal. Mother calling its cubs, for example, also is something very much which is part of a certain type of vocalization.
Singing भी होती है. I have
Singing, you can say, especially in birds, is a
Birds,
form of
yeah.
like a mating call, because
Oh.
birds tend to have a very vivid song, especially when they're looking to mate. In fact, in many bird species, the more varied and the more longer and richer a song, that may be more sort of successful in drawing another mate as well. So songs also play a very, very important role in mating success as well. So sound definitely बहुत important है. In terms of behavior in the jungle, of how it has been used artificially in terms of sounds, etc. आज के ज़माने में when we are going on safaris, typically and if somebody is making a type of call, I don't think necessarily the animal will be drawn to it. We know of this in Corbett's stories that he used to do this. I think Corbett would have been brilliant at it. I don't know how many people can actually do that sort of level of replication of animal sound to that level. I think certainly there are some people who are talented enough to do it, but I would think that very, very few people are equipped with that sort of a talent of what Corbett may have been able to do. So and we know that some of these animals are curious. वो sound को investigate करने भी आ सकते हैं. So definitely जो Corbett की कहानी में even I recall reading where he was trying to imitate a tiger or some sort of sound which will draw the tiger. It's possible. The interesting part जो मैंने I don't recall whether this was in Corbett's writing specifically, but somewhere else, was of tigers imitating a sound of another animal in order to draw the hunt. Now, for the longest time, though I read it, I was like, okay, I wonder whether this behavior actually is real. And just recently, about I think a few months back, I saw it happen
Wow.
in front of me. Then I was
कहाँ पे?
shocked. It was a deer. It was a tiger imitating a deer.
Okay, कहाँ पे?
This was a video.
Okay.
I think it was from Panna, if I'm not wrong. I recall seeing that video. But the tiger was making a sound similar to a sambar deer. And I was shocked. I was not even, मुझे पता ही नहीं था कि tiger ऐसी vocalization करता है. I read about it. That means मेरे को a few books that I read have talked about how a tiger makes a sort of a call like a sambar deer. Pook करके करता है वो. So I read about it, but having never actually seen it, I was not very sure whether this actually happens, but it does. I actually saw it on video, the
Wow.
tiger making that noise. So again, the range of vocalizations is also something जो हम शायद से हमारी understanding about this is less.
Right.
There are certain sounds that some of these animals may make which we may also not have really observed or understood. So yeah, I think sounds is something very, very important. In terms of us human beings using those sounds to try and draw animals, a lot of the time जो bird watching में है, we tend to use bird के call playbacks in order to draw out birds which are hard to see. But I think this is it's a bit of a tricky area, because what happens is जब आप ये calls playback करते हैं, the other bird also responds and also will be making that same sort of sound. May feel that we are a territorial threat also. It is expounding energy. So should we be doing that, asking the bird to expound more energy where already उसके पास काफ़ी कम रहती है, because
Right.
it has to get it from the wild.
Definitely, yes.
So call playback also is a bit of a debatable issue in terms of trying to see some of these birds. But it's always advisable, I would say, not to use, जितना आप हो सके नहीं use करे कोई भी artificial sound in order to draw the animal. It's just better to see natural behavior. But yeah, that's my understanding of it.
Cool. Any parting words for the audience, sir?
Okay. Parting words for the audience would be that I think because of COVID and the international travel restrictions that had happened post-COVID, जब lockdowns हो रहे थे, and I was so glad that I think for the very first time, a lot of people, first-time visitors, started making their way into India's tiger reserves and national parks, and what used to be a niche area of travel and a very specific interest area of travel
Yes.
suddenly became mainstream, which was
Right.
wonderful to see. And I hope that movement continues to grow. I hope more and more people come to the jungle, but I think also experience the jungle properly.
Hmm.
Come with an open mind and are able to understand how the jungle works, are able to absorb that with an open mind, and also understand that it is a place where you're going to be constantly learning. So I would just wish for that please do come to jungles, please do come on safari, please do come and enjoy something we have in our country, which is the, I would say, the envy of the world. Like
Oh,
कितनी
wow.
कितनी कितनी जगहें हैं दुनिया में जो हमारे पास है, हमारी कंट्री में. How many places in the world can we talk about, you know, something like that, the diversity we have, what we have in our country. So yeah.
I don't think any other country has it.
Yeah, don't. I
Definitely
don't
not.
think so. I think the safari experience that we offer in India, there's nothing like it in the world.
Right.
There's no place like it in the world.
How is it different from the from other countries' safaris?
So the safaris that I have been to in other countries, it's always you go there, you see different wildlife, kind of other animals. यहाँ पे I think the beautiful part is that it's like a gamification, which I told you, that it's an unpredictable dense jungle जहाँ आपको खुद नहीं पता है कि क्या आप देखने वाले हो basically. And the magic of trying to track a tiger or any of these rare species, like through pug marks or alarm calls, and we do it naturally, right?
Right.
This is not some technology that
Right.
we are using. आप मसाई मारा में जाओगे, there's a wireless radio network that tells you कि कौन सा animal किधर पर है. यहाँ पे we don't try that. It's the wits and the knowledge of the driver and the guides that is helping you track some of these animals. 2000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर के जंगल में आप वो एक एनिमल को ढूंढ
Right.
रहे हो, and you're doing that using natural signs, which is absolutely amazing.
Adventurous है, मतलब थोड़ा
हाँ.
सा एक थ्रिल है उसमें.
100%. एंड आई थिंक लाइक आई सेड, मेरे को जेन्युइनली लगता है दैट अगर सफारीज आप इंडिया में करोगे, प्रॉपरली करोगे, कम विद एन ओपन माइंड, एंड यू डू इनफ ऑफ सफारीज एंड यू स्पेंड इनफ टाइम इन द जंगल, आई थिंक देयर इज नो वे यू वॉन्ट फॉल इन लव विद दैट.
Definitely. Cool. Thank you so much, sir, for being on the show today. Irrespective of your health, that वो भी थोड़ा सा you are still recovering from it, and I'm so glad that we had this conversation और आपने टाइम निकाल के आज हमारे साथ ये नॉलेज शेयर करी.
My
So
pleasure.
thank you so much.
My
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.